The goosebumps are real, everyone. The goosebumps is all across my body. This is the first time ever I'm ever doing a review on this movie. And we are literally days away. Let's talk about one of the best superhero films of all time. The Avengers. Released in May of 2012, this movie, at the time when it first came out, broke the record for biggest movie of all time opening weekend. It was the movie everyone was talking about all summer long besides The Dark Knight Rises. But this movie, I have to give this movie credit. This is the movie that started all for me, because if this movie didn't break the record, I would have never saw certain YouTube videos learning about box office, and then me learning about other reviewers, and then me actually talking about movies, and then later on in life, like a year later, something like that, I started reviewing movies. Ever since then, I've been doing this for about almost like 6-7 years now. 4, 5, 6, 7 years now. So yeah, it's crazy. But this movie, guys, I can't tell you enough. I'm gonna say it. Me personally, this is my favorite Marvel movie. I went back and watched it, and it was so enjoyable to rewatch. If you've never seen it, obviously this review contains spoilers. It came out like 7 years ago, so please watch it if you haven't watched it. It's a really great movie. The movie is directed by Joss Whedon, stars everyone, basically. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, Samuel L. Jackson, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, not Edward Norton. And then you got Tom Hiddleston as Loki, our bad guy of the movie. And basically this movie's set where Loki is coming for the Tesseract, and he is trying to take over New York, take over the world. He's going to open this wormhole and use his army to take over the world. And so the only people to stop him are the Avengers. All the guys got to come together. S.H.I.E.L.D. brings them together. The Avengers Initiative. So we get Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Hulk, Scarlett Johansson, or Black Widow, and then of course we get Hawkeye, who really isn't an Avenger till the end of the movie, but we'll get to that. But overall, like, again, this movie was just, it was a phenomenon when it came. I remember when it came out. I remember sitting in a packed theater. I remember me and my dad went and saw it. It was, again, one of the busiest movies of all time. Obviously, it's changed because now, freaking every Marvel movie is now the biggest movie of all time. But this movie at the time, this movie was monumental. It was like the fastest movie to ever hit $1 billion, like quick like that. That's changed, obviously. But again, at the time, everyone was talking about this movie. And it's a great movie. First things first, the direction by Joss Whedon, to bring these characters on screen, for the first time ever on screen, together, live action form, you gotta give him a hand. Obviously, the sequel didn't go plan out as he wanted to, but for this movie, he nailed it. He directed this movie like a pure comic book genius. Certain frames are just great, certain like action scenes, certain dialogue, just how the movie was made, how it looks, it is a comic book coming to life, and that's what made this movie so damn special. The famous shot with Alan Silvestri's score blaring, the camera turning and seeing the 6 main characters together. There's only 6 of them, that's crazy to think about in this movie. The 6 of them together. It's an iconic shot in movie history, in my opinion. That shot will go down in movie history as the first time we get to see our heroes, people that we read about and grew up with and wanted to see on the big screen. We got to see it for the first time ever. And every time I watch it, that scene, the Alan Silvestri scene, the whole camera's turning around, all of them, it's literally goosebumps. It's amazing. I hope they kind of do something the same in the new Endgame. That's one of my hopes for the new movie. They do something like that, just kind of like a reference to it. But I don't know. But in this movie, the action, like I said, all of the action is super great. The movie, the cinematography, the CGI looks great. The movie is extremely funny. Shawarma is one of my favorite food items to eat if you ever eaten it. It's really good, and this movie it's one of the best end credit scenes ever. I love it, even though the first end credit scene does involve Thanos, which obviously now he's a very major villain. But Loki was such a great villain. He was evil in this movie. No one ever talked about this scene, but the scene where he walks into the museum place and he grabs that person and he needs his eye and he puts it on the table and he just tears the guy's eye out. One of the darkest scenes in the movie in the Marvel Universe, and it's in the first Avengers movie, so I gotta give Joss Whedon credit for that. Again, the dialogue in this movie, of course, all the characters don't like each other first, they fight each other. The scene where Iron Man fights Thor is an awesome scene, and then, of course, they all befriend each other. The scene where, of course, Hulk does Hulk out for the first time, awesome scene, because everyone is just scared and like, uh-oh, he just hulked out. And then Thor and him fight each other, and of course Hulk does the famous punch and whatever, stuff like that. And of course the scene, the very end, where Hulk does grab Loki and just smashes him, puny god. Famous line, famous scene, and of course they did do that in Ragnarok. If you've never seen Ragnarok, they do a replica of that, which is really funny. Again, this movie started major events in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, we get to see S.H.I.E.L.D., we get to see who they really are and how they have secrets behind the Avengers and how they're trying to build weapons with the power of the Tesseract, and the Avengers don't like that. We get to see that they are caring humans. We get to meet Nick Fury and how he deals with like certain events in the movie. Like, what I'm talking about is how he talks to all the other employees in the S.H.I.E.L.D. whatever, and he's like, listen, the Avengers are the Avengers, they get to go wherever they want. They're in this movie, they do split apart, which was very shocking to me when I first saw it. I was like, wow, they're just gonna split apart? I mean, that's it? Like, are we gonna get a sequel? Of course we're gonna get a sequel. We did get a sequel. We got more than sequels. We got a lot of movies. But as a kid, I was like, wow, they're just gonna leave? Is this just a one-time thing? So as a little kid, I was like, I just thought it was like a one-time thing. No, obviously, we got 3 more movies. And so, again, but overall, the action is great, the comedy is great, the dialogue is great. If I have any really issues, this is just me personally. I'm sorry if anyone loves his suit, but me personally, Captain America's suit in this movie is just, it's just no. Like, every other suit he wears ever in any of the Marvel Universe movies is more cooler than this one. This one is just cheesy. It is just cheesy how blue it is, how big and bold the A is on his forehead. I mean, he does have the A in the other movies, but it's like gray and darker and stuff like that. This one, it's bold white on a blue suit, skin tight. It's just cheesy looking. I hate his damn suit in this movie. I hate it with all my passion. I wish he would have done like Winter Soldier outfit he does, or anything like that, like his newer ones like he wore in Infinity War. Again, obviously the tech didn't get better in the movie franchises, but for this movie, I hate his suit. Just me personally, I hate looking at it. Also, another little issue of mine, this is the tiniest issue, but it's just me. I don't like Hawkeye being mind-controlled the entire movie. I like at the very end, the Battle of New York. I mean, come on, everyone knows the Battle of New York. It is literally 30 minutes of explosions, CGI, amazingness, amazing lines. The Battle of New York is so freaking famous. We could revisit it one day, I don't know, but either way, that's for another video one day. But of course, the Battle of New York is such a famous battle in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and this movie, and how it affected Iron Man when he goes to the wormhole and all that kind of stuff. But I just don't like Hawkeye being mind-controlled. I wish he was a good guy the whole movie, but it is what it is. It's still a great movie. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the movie is one of the best superhero movies of all time, and I have to give it an A+. I truly do think this is my favorite Marvel Universe movie, because I love Civil War, and I love the first Guardians. But this movie is just something else. I mean, you get to see these characters come together for the first time. And don't get me wrong, if I had to do an order ranking, it would be the first Avengers, and right next to it would probably be Infinity War, then like the first Guardians, in my personal opinion. Then like Civil War, Winter Soldier, and the first Iron Man movie, stuff like that. But that is it, guys. I have officially reviewed every single Marvel movie that has led up to one more. My next review will be Avengers Endgame. Me saying that just got me chills. Guys, it is the week of. We are days away. Again, the reviews get released tomorrow, but I don't get to see it until... Can't actually tell you that, but I do get to see it this week, and I'm very excited. I can't wait to talk about it. I'm not going to spoil it, obviously. Obviously, it's the biggest movie of all time, so the review will be out later this week, guys. I can't give you the specific day, but I hope you guys enjoy this review, and definitely come back, because the next video is the end game. Hope you guys enjoy this review, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, guys.